Okay, I thought we'd have two parts. We're in part 3 of today's session. We're talking about the injustice of a system that's gone awry, and it's the primary system, the presidential primary in America, and it surrounds this thing called superdelegates. Superdelegates, and the superdelegates is not. Trust me, guys. I thought the superdelegates was something that's good. It's supposed to be. It's part of the process. It's not. It's a scam. A superdelegate gets assigned his position of power, of authority, of vote by the inner circle. Because the inner circle wants to win. So they delete the concept of a voting process, of the public, of the masses, of the majority rules. There's no majority rules in a superdelegates contest. It's whoever has enough influence to buy the votes. There's something called NPP. You have to look it up on the internet. I just discovered this just yesterday. Some messenger sent this to me, and I read about it. I'm floored. I'm so floored. I didn't even know how I could discuss it today. This means you're not affiliated with any particular political party. In the primary, you could vote as non-affiliated, nonpartisan. It's called nonpartisan party. The Declaration of Independence, guys, the U.S. Constitution, it says that thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. In other words, don't lie. I'm just discovering now that it looks like, I watch the news once in a while. I don't have a TV. So you're going to have to verify this for me, guys and gals. Is that I was watching all of these I was watching on Facebook, and I was watching it on the internet, and there were these speeches in the primary prior to the California primary, and Bernie Sanders was getting 20, 30, 40,000 people that were coming out to listen to him. In Sacramento, look it up. In Sacramento at the Armory, he had 20 or 30,000 people. There were so many that they had to move them out. They had to go outside, put speakers outside. When the New York primary, he was in the. I know that from the Bronx. Is that he spoke at the Bronx Armory? Now that's Latinoville. The Bronx is principally Latino now. When I was living there, it was a melting pot. It was a rainbow of all colors. It's Latino. The Latinos, I thought they don't even know who Bernie Sanders is. This man speaks from the heart. He speaks truth. He's not part of that political machine. And you know what happened? And I'm not saying again if I'm for him or against him. I'm just telling you what I see. And when he spoke in the Bronx for the New York primary, they had the entire Armory was filled, and they were around the block 4 times. It took 4 hours to even get close. And these people, these wonderful Latino people of the Bronx wanted to hear this man speak. And then Hillary was speaking in Brooklyn that day. This is fact. And she had a couple hundred people listening. She also had George Clooney. I'm sorry, George. I just have to state the fact. Mr. Clooney. They had a dinner for her, and the dinner was $350,000 a plate. It's true. It was right here in Los Angeles. She flew to the dinner. There was about 15 people. They came to that dinner, and she made about $5 million for her campaign just from a couple of hours of dinner. I never, ever saw on the news her having an army of cheering fans. Like this guy Bernie Sanders had. I really believe, guys, I believed the unbelievable. I thought that this guy Sanders was going to actually win California by a landslide. I thought he was going to win New York by a landslide. It's it's called physics. I'm a scientist. I'm both a physical scientist by my background, and I'm also a social scientist. And I also have eyes and ears. And I went, let's see, if he's got the crowds that are exponentially larger than his opponent's crowds, then it stands to reason when they vote, there's going to be an exponential difference between one and the other. Makes sense, doesn't it? So what happens? He loses by a landslide in New York. He doesn't win. He loses by a landslide in California. I was chagrined. I was in shock. I said, something doesn't make sense. However, the process spoke. So I walked away and I said, you know something? I don't know. I have to say, I thought it was kind of fixed. Now what happens, weeks are going by and I'm speaking to all my lily white friends and they're all telling me, now these are smart people. My doctor, internet specialist, marketing specialist, lawyer, entertainment executive, independent consultant. We're talking about the smartest people in America. And they're all voting. They're voting, you know what they say? The biggest term in the United States of America today, you know what the biggest sentence, the most prevalent, the most popular sentence in America? It's disgusting. It's called the lesser of the two evils. So I have a lot of friends. At first I was so upset, but you know what I did? Get to know the person, and then you'll love them. So I started to ask questions to these very smart lily white people that I'm close friends with. So one of them's worth $250 million. Another one is worth $50 million. Another one runs a company that's $1 billion. And I said, what's it all about, Alfie? And they all said the same thing. They says, we don't want Trump. We hate the guy. He's a bigot, he's a racist, he's exclusionary, he's a crook. He has a college called Trump University. 5,000 kids got screwed out of learning real estate, and they lost all of their money. Poor, most of them Latinos and blacks, poor people that gave him their money, and he screwed them. It was a complete scam. So, I don't know what it's all about. I just know the facts. I don't know why this is being done. I just know the facts. And the fact is that there's some groups that are following this now that are speaking out about it, and I don't know if it's too late or whatever, because I don't know who we have as an alternative here. But you've got the two evils. You've got the Trump guy who's an idiot, who's a bigot, who's an egotistical, arrogant son of a bitch. Okay, and then you got Hillary, whom all my white friends now are saying they don't want to vote for her. They don't want her. I says, come on. I was originally saying, come on, go for it against Trump. They don't want it, and now I'm getting the facts. And the facts are Judicial Watch, Freedom of Information Act, the speech she gave to Goldman Sachs. Now look, I'm a big guy. I'm a wealthy man. Okay, so I'm kind of one of them, and I'm one of you. I'm a wealthy man, but most of my friends are Latinos and African Americans, blacks. Okay, and then I also have my other friends, the lily whites. Okay, and you know what? The speech to Goldman Sachs, I said this 5 months ago, I said it to Robert Reich, who was the Secretary of Human Resources, Secretary of Labor in the Clinton administration. He went against the Clintons, and he was supporting Bernie Sanders. And he wrote something in Facebook, and I wrote an open letter to him and said, you know what? If you want, Mr. Reich, if you want the Bernie supporters to support Hillary, I think it's a slam dunk. It's easy. This was 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whenever I said this. And I says, and I got a lot of people that agree with this. She's got to release the transcript that she did with Goldman Sachs. She has to do that. If she releases the transcript, she says, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it unless Trump and Cruz and Rubio and all they release. That's all. Why compare to the worst? Compare yourself to the best. Take the high road. I said, she will win the election hands down. Just release the transcript. Everybody wants to know what she said to the Goldman Sachs people because she was paid $300,000 for the hour. Oh, is it $250,000? Am I off by $50,000? $250,000. Let's say she was paid $200,000. Do you know anybody who makes $200,000 an hour? What did she say that was worth $200,000 for the hour? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get real. There's something in government. It's called the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. I used to be a finance audit specialist back 30 years ago, and it had just come out. It was 1976, and it was the FCPA, Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, where if you're a government employee, you can't take a gift, period. It used to be you could take a gift up to $25. Now you can't take a gift, and if you do, it's criminal. They're giving her a gift for $250,000. But it was in the name of consultant. So she wasn't a government employee at that point. Okay. The email scandal. I have a friend who's a big supporter of Hillary. She says, "Oh, that was all trumped up by the Republicans." It's not. She put all of these emails on her private email server. You don't do that. I had my email server hacked, guys. Big time, and it was very confidential information. I had a multi-million-dollar company. We did $1 billion in sales. I put my information on my personal computer at home. And I had a fucking low-life piece of shit computer guy who hacked my system and sold the information to a competitor. That was fucked. And you know what? It almost put me out of business. But I have thick skin, I'm as tough as nails, and I'm smarter than all the rest of them. And I nailed them. Nailed it right into them. Okay, it was tough. It cost me several $100,000. It cost me a lot of aggravation. It caused aggravation and duress on my family and on my employees. However, I had a responsibility to my people. She had a responsibility to the people of America, not to put that information on her private email server. And she says, well, Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice did it. That's bullshit. You don't compare yourself to the negativity of other people. Compare yourself to the best in other people. That's what happens. That's what's happened to our depressive bipolar culture of America today. Everybody wants to say, well, he said, she said, so you know what, I'm going to do it. That's bullshit. It's wrong. The thing that happened in Benghazi is wrong. If it's a fib, it's a fib. You got to take responsibility. If it's a white lie, it's a lie. You have to take responsibility. You violated the 10th commandment of bearing false witness. If you call yourself a Christian, if you call yourself a Jew, if you call yourself a Muslim, then you have to follow your rules. And if you don't, you're a hypocrite. And if you're a hypocrite, then get out of your religion. Sorry, I'm getting a little upset. I don't like to be around hypocrites. I like to be around people that are good-hearted. And you know what? All the people I surround myself with are good-hearted people. They're honest, caring people, or at least most of them. Some of them drink alcohol and smoke some weed. No, I don't. But you know what? They'll find a way. When the night has come and the land is dark, and our great country, the good old US of A, currently the dark US of A, and our political system is broken down for the people, of the people, and by the people. And the moon is the only light I see. No, I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me, God. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that I look upon should tumble and fall, it ain't happening, Lord. As one of us is still standing, as long as I have a breath to breathe left in me. Or the mountain shall crumble to the sea. I won't cry. I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long, Lord, as you stand by me. And Lord, oh Lord, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me, my brother and sister. Stand by me. Stand by me, father and mother. May they rest in peace. Stand by me, cousins. Stand by me, my friends. My neighbors, my foes, my great nation, the good old US of A, for the people, by the people, and of the people. Darling, oh darling, stand by me. Whenever I'm in trouble, I'll turn to you, Lord. The truth shall prevail. The truth shall set you free. As my former friend and former employer, DeLuca, kept saying that day after day. And then he fired me for reasons that are still unbeknownst to me. I was the president, by the way. That's a whole nother story. Okay? Whenever you're in trouble, just stand by me. Oh, Lord, please stand by me. Won't you please stand by me now, Lord? Lord, we are the silent majority no more. Lord, we are the silent majority no more. We are from this day going forward your conscience, your son, your daughter, your messenger of